She knew what the she was doing, man. That's a girl though, man. Oh, everybody drop race nowadays, man. As you can see, you even got Queen Combs doing it. That's why this motherfucker daddy fighting that shit now. All of a sudden, this nigga, when you a gangbanger now? Crazy part is this. I just made a video on this too, but
Let's get into it, because this story is heating up faster than you can say GDK. Imagine this. You're the son of one of the most iconic figures in the hip-hop world, but instead of staying out of the spotlight, you're out here making moves that could get you in some serious trouble. Christian King Combs, Diddy's son, has always had a public image as the privileged son of a billionaire. But recently, he's been doing some things that are raising eyebrows, and not in a good way. From throwing up gang signs to dissing major figures in the industry, King Combs seems to be trying to live up to a street persona that he clearly doesn't come from. So what's really going on? Why is he drawing the attention of some of Chicago's most dangerous gangs? Let's break this down. We all know that Diddy has been under fire lately, right? He's facing some serious allegations that have put his family in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. You'd think with all the chaos around his father, King Combs would lay low, keep his head down. But no, he's doing the opposite. In fact, King Combs has been out here doing the unthinkable, drawing some very dangerous attention to himself. Why? Because of his recent attempts to flex street cred he doesn't have. And we're talking serious street cred here. People are calling him out for trying to claim ties to one of the deadliest and most notorious gangs in Chicago. The Gangster Disciples, aka GDK Christian, has been accused of trying to align himself with this gang, throwing up gang signs in public, and even throwing around some serious threats in his music. But why would the son of one of the wealthiest men in the world suddenly start playing with fire like this? Let's get into the details. So things really kicked off when a video surfaced online. In it, King Combs can be seen flashing hand signs associated with GDK, a gang that is as feared as it is notorious. This didn't sit well with a lot of people, especially those who know the true dangers that come with being affiliated with such a violent organization. Now, you have to remember, King Combs was born into a world of privilege. His father, Sean Diddy Combs, has built an empire worth billions, and King has grown up surrounded by luxury, fame, and everything most people could only dream of. But somehow, he finds it necessary to claim ties to the streets. He even made waves with a diss track aimed at none other than 50 Cent. Yeah, you heard that right. 50 Cent, one of the biggest names in hip-hop, was the target of a track where King Combs made threats toward anyone who disrespected his family. But it wasn't just about 50 Cent. In the track, King Combs claimed connections to Chicago's South Side, where the GDK movement has a stronghold. For a kid who was born into wealth and never lived the street life, people started to call his bluff. His claims of being connected to gang culture seemed way out of line, and many saw it as a desperate attempt to get attention. The streets didn't take kindly to this. One person who immediately called out King Combs was King Yella, a known member of the Gangster Disciples. In a video response, King Yella expressed confusion and concern, questioning why King Combs would even think it was a good idea to associate himself with the GDK movement, especially when his father was already dealing with so many issues.
you was born famous, bro. Why is you on here talking about you, GDK? These people, I don't know. Maybe is it he's doing something to get the attention off his daddy being a pervert, or what's going on? I'm trying to figure out.
King Yella didn't hold back. He came out swinging, saying, "Why would you even try to involve yourself in GDK, especially when your daddy's out here fighting all these crazy allegations?" Yella made an important point. King Combs has never lived the life of a street hustler, yet here he was, trying to get involved with a gang that has a reputation for being extremely dangerous. Yella pointed out how reckless it was, not just for King Combs, but for the entire Combs family, to be even remotely associated with such violence. Yella didn't stop there. He dropped a bombshell, revealing that King Combs had actually reached out to him for advice about making drill music. For those who don't know, drill music is a subgenre of rap music that originates from Chicago and is often associated with gang violence and street culture. Yella was shocked. He said, "Bro, why would you do drill music? You don't come from the streets. You don't come from none of that." He went on to remind King Combs that his father, Diddy, was a billionaire, not a gangster, and that he shouldn't be trying to create an image for himself that was so far from the reality of his upbringing. This wasn't just about music, it was about reputation, credibility, and survival. King Yella made it clear that the GDK movement isn't something to play with. He warned King Combs to stay in his lane and stop trying to imitate a life he knew nothing about. He even said, "Don't let those GDs get up with you. They're not the type of people you want to mess with." As expected, the internet exploded once King Combs' video surfaced. Social media went into overdrive, with fans and critics alike calling him out for his behavior. The backlash was intense. One commenter said, "Screaming GDK from your dad's $12 million mansion is insane." While another pointed out, "I'll never understand why rich kids try to act hood." It seemed like people weren't buying King Combs' tough guy act, and they were not afraid to let him know. But it didn't end there. One commenter even went as far as to joke, "He better shut up before Diddy catches another body," referencing rumors that Diddy had allegedly blown up a car over a dispute with another artist. Whether true or not, the comment highlighted how quickly things could spiral out of control if King Combs continued down this reckless path. After seeing the backlash, King Combs took to Instagram to shut down the rumors. In a now-deleted post, he clarified that he wasn't affiliated with any gangs and wasn't a gang member. But the damage had already been done. King Yella wasn't buying it. In his own response, Yella sarcastically thanked King Combs for capping, lying, and reminded him that it was still wrong to even entertain such a narrative in the first place. King Yella wasn't letting up. He reiterated that King Combs needed to stay away from gang culture, claiming that he could make people apologize for renouncing gang ties. It's clear that the streets don't take kindly to fake gangsters, and King Yella wasn't going to let King Combs get away with his antics. What King Combs failed to understand is that street credibility is something that's earned, not bought. You can't just claim to be part of a gang because it sounds cool in your music or gives you a sense of toughness. The consequences of such a claim can be deadly, especially when you're dealing with a gang as ruthless as the GDK. The truth is, King Combs' attempt to gain street cred could have serious consequences. Gangs like the Gangster Disciples don't take kindly to people pretending to be one of them. And when you're born into fame and wealth, playing around with a gang like GDK can lead to real-life consequences that no amount of money can protect you from. The real question here is, why would King Combs even want to go down this road? Is it because of the tension surrounding his father's legal issues? Is he trying to prove something to the streets that he doesn't need to prove? Whatever the reason, it's clear that he's walking a dangerous line. And not just for himself, but for his entire family. Diddy has already been dealing with a whirlwind of controversies and legal battles. His son, King Combs, throwing gasoline on the fire by trying to associate himself with gang culture, is only going to make things worse. If King Combs isn't careful, this whole situation could escalate into something much more serious than a few online videos. The reality is, King Combs is playing with fire. He's out here trying to make street connections that could lead him down a dangerous path. Whether he realizes it or not, he's risking not only his own safety, but his family's legacy. What do you think? Is King Combs really trying to be part of the streets? Or is this all just a misguided attempt to gain street credibility? How far do you think he'll go before things spiral out of control? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this developing story. Stay tuned, things are just getting started.